Hello, hello, Internet. We meet again. It is Anaris, and I am here today with a Minecraft video. Now, you're probably wondering, why, Anaris, do you make Minecraft videos? Well, for those of you who are new to the club, I do have a Minecraft server that I do periodic videos for, just kind of showcasing various structures, cool things that people make. You'll find those on my second channel, but occasionally it'll bleed over to the primary channel where I want to just kind of give a little bit of information about the major goings on. Point in case, we have a brand new server. The previous server host we were on, I just don't think was meeting the needs that we had for our community. So the one we are on now has 4 gig of RAM. It holds 150 people and does not lag ever. I mean, we've had a couple times where it's been lagging, but it's been pretty much just because we were stress testing it with World Edit, creating like millions and millions of chunks of TNT and then blowing it up. And yeah, I mean, to me, that's pretty good that a server can handle that. So this server now, I've got it limited to 75 people, and it is nice and early in the morning. Only a few people are on right now. And I wanted to just kind of give you guys a general heads up slash invitation and a quick overview of what you can expect to find when you decide to play on the server. So when you spawn in, you end up here. And we have a teleport system that involves just typing warp and then wherever you want to go. We're going to be working on getting a actual warps working here fairly soon, and that's where this water comes in. This is our spawn tower. So when you first log in the server, you appear right here in the middle of this giant spire, and you see read all of the signs, and it basically just says welcome to the server. Use one of the portals, and we're gonna, like I said, get those working soon. So we have different themes that we've kind of gone through for each iteration of the server. This one is the one I think we're going to stay with, and that is creating an area or locating an area, placing a warp there, and having it based on a theme. So what we're going to do is we're going to see here we have Oasis, and it has a difficulty level. Now, this kind of fluctuates based on several factors. Oasis, okay, well, there's not a lot of trees, not a lot of resources, but when we go there in a little bit, you'll see that there are things that kind of balance that out. So, overall difficulty medium, pretty fair assessment. Waterworld, again, not a lot of resources, but you really don't have a lot in the way of mobs either, so it's not that dangerous. Kiddingtons was one that I created, and it's actually pretty easy. It's on land. There are plenty of resources around, and there's also kind of a half-built town with lots of resources as well for people to complete the structures, build their own, and use the roads and whatnot to their advantage. Jurassic, this is something that we created entirely with TNT, World Edit, and then pretty much just heavy use of World Edit. We'll touch on this in just a minute, but we also have Glowstone Mine, we have the Abyss, we have Ross Castle, and Harry Bear. Don't ask. We have Redstone area, do it yourself. That's just kind of where you can make your own contraptions. Wastelands, Forest. You kind of get the picture. Going up around, we have several of them that still have yet to be created slash claimed. Another limitation on the previous server was that if we went out any farther than, say, 3K by 3K for the coordinates, it lagged. On this server, we can go out to 3 million by 3 million without breaking a sweat. So, I mean, we could probably go out even farther, but yeah, I mean, really, what do you need to go out farther for? So this is, yep, we also have No Kills Castle. If you remember the previous video, that was in that world. And what we did was we actually learned how to make schematic files, and we incorporated some of the previous structures over here. So let's just take a look right quick, and we'll see how this kind of plays out. We'll go to Warp Oasis, and there we go. So now we are in the town called Oasis, where we will head up and we see farmhouses, houses, slime farm, common materials. Whoa, that's actually kind of new. Huh. I did not know that was there. No sand harvesting anywhere close to Oasis. Here you can claim an unclaimed house. We have a mod that lets OPs and admins claim property for individual users, and basically when that's claimed, nobody else can edit that property. So to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here, this was a small village that started off, I think, just a few structures, and the rest of it is user created. So I'm not really sure what is under construction there, but it looks like it is, I don't know, something. I'm sure somebody will come on the video and tell me what it is, but you can see, just kind of get an idea of what we can expect. It looks like this is some kind of weapon shop or something right there. As there's a sword and a bow and arrow. We are working on getting an economy going, and pretty much just all kinds of stuff in anticipation for the game's official release. We also have a dock over here and plenty of towers around. Now, like I said, the admins have used World Edit to kind of create a little bit of a weird environments. Point in case, this used to be forests. What they did was they replaced all of the leaves and all of the trees with sand. And so when we did that, all of the sand fell to the ground and created this really weird type of terrain. We thought it was kind of unique and really different. And so what we decided to do was to go around and hide chests with different types of items. There are some kind of scattered around the various parts here. Different chests have different quality of goods, and you see there is a road that just kind of extends through this entire area right here and leads on to somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. It looks like maybe another community that's popping up over here. So you kind of get the point. How we're going for basically establishing themes and letting players build around that. The last server we found that let's see what's here. Bonkers Island work in progress. All right. The last world, you saw we had Jamestown. Everything was really cool. The problem was we had that entire area protected, and so nobody could really do anything with it. So we wanted to go with a world this time that players would be able to have a lot more say in how it's created. And we also wanted to kind of give them some materials depending on how skilled they were, what they wanted to do, how much time they had to dedicate to the game. We didn't want them to everybody oh, well, you have one person here who can only play for so long, but you have another person over there that can dedicate, somehow manages to find 25 hours a day in a 24-hour day and, build stuff in that time. So we kind of wanted to create different difficulty levels, and I think we've done a pretty good job here. Feedback has generally been pretty positive, and just continuing to look around, we actually head over to, looks like a giant city. I think this is made by Mars Miner and a couple other people. You could see it's just kind of a floating area. Some of the players do have creative mode. That's something that we generally, it's not like a lot of servers where they're like, oh, well, if you donate $50 to the server, you get admin powers. We don't do that because that puts a lot of power in people's hands that we don't know a lot of them. So what we do is we generally require players to be on the server for several months and then fill out a not really a test, but yeah, it's basically a test that determines their ability to handle different situations, how they react to certain things, and of course they finally do have to get to know the players on the server and earn everybody's respect so that we know they're going to be a good fit. Otherwise, they could just run around griefing everybody, and that's just not something we want to have. So we're actually going to head over next to Jurassic. This is one of the coolest places on the server. You see, warning, do not enter without gear and friends. This area is meant to be difficult. And you see, it's starting to be developed already. But I'm going to zoom up way up here just to kind of give you a scope or an idea of the how big this place actually is. There's one structure floating over top of it. This is an area, like I said, that we used World Edit and TNT to eliminate giant swaths of land. And we replaced it with grass down at the bottom, putting a flat layer of bedrock. And down here, in most places, it's always dark. Not only that, but you have the bedrock fog. So it's extremely difficult to get around without having a lot of light around. And what admins do is, oh, there we go. What admins do is periodically we will dive down to the bottom. And we will do a forest gen command that replaces all of the trees in the entire area. So you see now I'm at the bedrock level. You can barely see more than 15 feet in front of you. Even the torch doesn't help. So if you've got mobs coming at you and you don't know the lay of the land, you are going to die very quickly. But the bright side of this is that periodically admins do come around here and place rare materials a little bit easier to find locations. It's kind of a high risk, high reward type system that we have going on. And we do have waterfalls coming through the ceiling. We do have a couple pockets right there that kind of let sunlight in. It's nighttime right now, so you can't see that. But overall, it's been kind of a unique project, and I think that a lot of players have had a ton of fun in here. So this is, again, this is just another the Warps Jurassic, and we'll kind of let you see how big it is. We're actually going to be making a couple like this, but we wanted to do one, use it as an experiment. We see a couple people have already started trying to eke out a living down here. And then, of course, we have the Panda Overlord's office just kind of hanging out above. So I thought that was pretty neat. And we'll actually shut that door, and we will head to Kiddington's. All right, Kiddington's, like I said, it's one that I made, and it's meant to be kind of a starter area for newer players / people who don't have a lot of time. So you start off up there, and you see there is a bridge that kind of brings you down across here. And this area I picked because there's a lot of interesting terrain features, very unique. All of these land features are natural, by the way. Nothing here that doesn't look like it's man-made is man-made. So coming across the bridge, you do head down this area, which we will just fly around, and you approach through the stairs the city of Kiddington's, which has a public area with beds that you can use. Not only can you use them, but you can take them. Now you see how there's kind of a little area cut out here, but there's no resources, or there's no actual blocks or anything indicating that this is a road. Well, that's because if you look around, there are, and some players have already started to take advantage of this, lots of blocks on the ground, and I'll actually do this here. So now you can see a little bit better. There are a lot of blocks on the ground, resources that players can use for different reasons. We do have a lot of these solid blocks, but they're, the thing is, they're not, frickin' Enderman. They're not super rare or anything like that, so you really don't have to worry too much about oh my god, somebody came in and took all the wood. Well, grats, they could have cut down a few trees and done the same thing. So not really gaining a massive advantage by coming here, but if you don't have a lot of time, this would be a good place to start. And you see how there's kind of a structure already started to be built here, and we do have, I'm looking around, there's all these blocks that have been moved by the Enderman. We do have actually Enderman disabled as of a couple days ago. But this was all just kind of done prior to then. And a few people have already started building here as well. We've got a tower, the base for some sort of construction. And I think we have somebody working on a mob spawner over there. And looks like somebody actually is working on it as we speak. Continuing to look around, we see an area where somebody might be building something into that mountain. And there are also some resources hidden as well on the outskirts of the city. There is a mine over here where we've built a bridge, and the two bridges are protected. So you don't have to worry about coming here and then having somebody, take away the bridge. We have protected enough of this so that way you can get down to the area and start using the resources like the crafting tables over here, the chests, the furnaces. Those are all for public consumption. Again, just kind of providing these things so that way players can have a quicker start if they want to go that route. But yeah, like I said, there are a few things up here that are, highly sought after. And we did add a mine track over here just to kind of encourage people to start building mines in certain places. But adding blocks like this, again, this is a very rare material at this point in the world. Not a lot of it, but, it does provide for players to create different interesting structures and other useful knickknacks. So this is just a house that looks like somebody is working on right now. And again, this server, like I said, it's new. We don't have a ton of stuff on here just yet. As you can see, there's plenty of open land. So lots of different places for you to check out. I'm just going to give you a quick listing of the warps right there. You can see, just going to get an idea. We also have Terraria is my project. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But let's go to I think I still don't know why it's called Hairy Bear, but you see here is the citizen list. As we head around, we see that a lot of stone has been used to create a walkway, which I believe leads to, oh hey, a little house there, cool. I believe leads to somebody's attempt at creating a castle or a fort or something like that. Yep, that goes off in one way. And here, yes, so there we go with the structures up here at the top. And I'm sure as time goes by, we're going to see a lot more interesting materials used in these structures. And let's see, where else can we go? Castle No Kill. This is one that I'm sure several of you will remember. No Kill has been working for a while in the server. He's actually one of our OPs, so he does have creative mode, and this is the kind of stuff that he's working on making right now. An entire village, and it should seem familiar to you. This was partially created on the previous server, but very nice style, as you could see. Structures around here, and that boat is actually from a schematic that was imported from Jamestown on the previous server. And we actually, I think he copied it a couple times, just kind of going for the whole multi-ship effect there. It looks pretty amazing from the coast. But here's the watchtower, and then finally the castle is back over yonder. Yes, I totally just said over yonder. And of course there's the bazaar trading area. And yes, excellent. So, the castle will hopefully load a little bit quicker than on the previous server. And as with the previous video, give credit where credit is due. Castle No Kill under construction. Original build by Revolve. Revolve. Wow, I need to get in closer. Recreated by No Kill. And you see, it looks like mining is possible behind the castle. Warp to get there. So here we go. You see rocks have been added in, and the castle is now complete. So entering into the front gate, we can go down, we can go up. We're going to go up for now, and you see there is also more. But heading to the central chamber, just taking a quick look outside, we could see, unlike the last video where it was still under construction, now it looks like it's pretty much complete. So here is the throne room where No Kill himself is sitting with his sword, totally being a baller, doing those stretches, working it like a champ. Just give you another shot of the throne room. And then we will head out and check out the outer ring of the castle. It looks like this area doesn't have too much, but this definitely has more. And we'll keep an eye on this castle as time goes on. If any new major developments happen, I'm sure that I'll be able to squeeze it in another video. But we're gonna head out super quick, and let's see what's down here. It's scary. Let's get out of here. Ugh. No. All right. Think we're safe. Think we're good. Let's just head out. And I'm going to zoom up and give you kind of an overview of the castle. Ta-da! I need to get a mod that removes clouds. I'm pretty sure they exist. But yeah, that is the castle, and let's see what else we got. We'll take a look at Bishop. I think he has had some pretty interesting things that he's made here. Yeah, he's got working on some sort of mega castle structure area thing. He also has some pretty neat architecture somewhere around this island. I'll see if I can locate it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause the video, go find it, then I'll start it again, because he's got a lot of stuff here. Aha! I have found it. In front of me is Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water, or at least a faithful recreation, by one of our members named Bishop Gunn. He has had creative mode for a little while, and he has kind of an area set out way out here in yeah, X 500,822, Z 500,000. Yeah, you get the point. So point in case, we have a lot of room on this server. And just looking around, you see it is quite detailed. I do like it a lot. But this is just another example of the cool stuff that's available on the server. So let's go somewhere else. Let's go to my legit house. Woo! No, actually, this is going to be incredibly boring. But it is pretty near the spawn tower, which I'm going to show you. This warp actually takes us outside of the spawn tower, which is where we began the video. That's it right there. Time night for the full effect. Boom. It's kind of like a cross between the tower from the Lord of the Rings and a Zerg structure with part of a pylon put on top. It looks pretty much sick in an awesome way. And what we did around the area near the tower is we just did a replace water command. So all of the water that was around was turned into lava. Just kind of adds to the effect. And then we have our little faithful peasants out here. Yes, come to me, peasants. Come to me. Brains. Brains. Yep, come on, get in line. There you go. Good. Oh, well, what? Okay, there you go. I was about to say, ye of little faith. Alright. So now that I got that out of my system, I think that's pretty much where I wanted to show. Let's take a look real quick. This was just a little joke. It's not meant to be an insult to Terraria fans. It was just me having fun. I made Terraria in Minecraft. And yes, again, I know there's more to it than 2D digging. But, like I said, I would just have a little fun with it. A little humor. Over here is a village that I am working on creating. This is my newest project. And it's going to be expanded, but for now, you see it just kind of starting to take shape. All of these structures will be able to be claimed by other players, and you can use them for your base of operations. You can take the materials, do whatever you see fit. Yeah, pretty much just up to the players what they want to do with it. And lastly, let's pick one more place to go to. Learning City, that's not... no... Wastelands. Actually, no, Waterworld. Now, Waterworld is, spoiler alert, where there's a lot of water. What we did was we flew out to an area where the ocean was just ginormous. No land remotely near it except for a couple islands here and there, one of which is that little dinky thing. And that was just no trees. I think it was all desert. So we put the spawn here, and it was just one slab of stone that stuck up from the ground out of this hole. And what's happened is players have come in with their own materials, or materials that they've kind of crafted using trees over here and replanting, harvesting, replanting, and harvesting, and just creating this giant Waterworld town. Like I said, it's just started. It's just, it's obviously under construction here. But I think it's pretty neat that the players were basically just told, hey, okay, here is a giant, swath of water, and go for it. Oh no, we're going to give you a little island, but somebody is obviously working on a ship parked over beside it, as well as a wheat farm, and of course a creeper face. Gotta have the creeper face. So yeah, that is still under construction, but that just kind of gives you an idea as to what we're trying to do here with this server. Again, not really so much going for complete structure as we are just kind of going for different themes for different play styles and encouraging you to develop the land how you want to do it. So, in closing, like I said, the server is open to the public now. We are taking applications. We've got a pretty darn good community. I think so far we've had a few hundred players actually come through. We have about, I'd say, 15 to 20 at online at any given point during the actual daytime. Between 5 and 10, you can see 5 right now in the earlier parts of the morning. Right now it's about 3 or 4 a.m. Pacific time, so this is not at all surprising to have the lower quantity of people. But onwards to the technical stuff, how to apply. Over at my website, which is actually just kind of a free form that we're operating right now, but it works for what we need it to do. There is a application that you can copy and paste into your own thread, and make sure you answer the questions, all of them, no exceptions. The last question, it basically requires you to tell us one thing about one of 3 different topics. I think it's famous pianists, nuclear physics, and one other thing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something off the top of your head. We're just trying to generally make sure that people are able to do basic research by themselves. So I'm not going to give any more hints as to how to answer that, but it should be extremely easy for any of you who have worked on the internet for any length of time. Just feel free to fill out an application. Most likely, as long as you answer all the questions, you should be approved. And we, of course, have a great community here. So if you want to play on the server with no lag, much improved specifications, great community, we'd love to have you. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll make sure to create another video on my second channel that kind of showcases some of the structures as they develop. Again, new server, a lot of opportunity for you guys to build whatever you want to, and I'll guarantee you it's a hell of a lot more stable than the last one. Alright, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in Minecraft.